Alright, listen up. Ever tried explaining American football to someone who didn't grow up with it? It's like trying to teach quantum physics while riding a unicycle. To us, it's thrilling, strategic, and deeply ingrained in our culture. But to the rest of the world? It's often a baffling, stop-start, heavily padded mystery. They see a bunch of dudes in futuristic armor bumping into each other, then pausing for what feels like an eternity. Is it even a game, they ask? Yes. A very specific, very American game. Let's break down why the world looks at our beloved gridiron spectacle with a mix of confusion, bemusement, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of awe. First things first, the gear. Non-Americans look at NFL players and genuinely wonder if they're preparing for a medieval jousting tournament or a tackle football game. Shoulder pads so big they could house a small family, helmets that look like space exploration equipment, and more knee and thigh padding than a mattress factory. Are they really hitting that hard? Yes, actually. It's intense. But also, it makes everyone look like an action figure, which, let's be honest, is part of the appeal. It's less a uniform, more a full-body exoskeleton designed for maximum impact and minimum pain, ideally. Then there are the rules. Oh, the rules. The most frequent question from abroad: why do they stop after every single play? And then we try to explain downs. You get 4 chances to move the ball 10 yards. If you do, you get another 4 chances. If not, well, you punt or try a field goal. It's an entire strategic mini-game within the game. But for an outsider, it looks like perpetual motion sickness: run, stop, huddle, run, stop, huddle. The flow, the continuous action they're used to in soccer or rugby, is completely broken up here. It's a series of violent, intense sprints, not a marathon. Speaking of stopping, the clock. Oh, the glorious, frequently paused, always stopping clock. In European football, soccer, the clock keeps ticking, only stopping for injury time. In basketball, it stops, but not this much. In American football, you have timeouts, commercial breaks, injury stoppages, reviews, end of quarters, 2-minute warnings, and the general between plays huddle. A typical 60-minute game can easily stretch to 3 hours. Viewers from other countries are left wondering if they're watching a game or a very long commercial reel interspersed with short bursts of action. It's a commitment. And then there's the inevitable comparison to rugby. From afar, they look similar: oval ball, running with it, tackling. But try telling a rugby fan that American football is just like rugby. You might start a small international incident. Rugby is about continuous play, minimal padding, lateral passes, and scrums. American football is stop-start, maximal padding, forward passes, and highly specialized positions. They're like cousins who had a massive falling out a century ago and developed entirely different personalities. Both are intense, both require incredible athleticism, but they are absolutely, unequivocally, distinct sports. And the name. Oh, the irony. We call it football, but most of the time, the ball is being thrown or carried with hands. Meanwhile, in literally every other country, football means soccer, where you primarily kick the ball with your foot. It's a linguistic trap. Non-Americans hear football and expect 90 minutes of elegant footwork, then get slammed with handoffs, passes, and field goals only occasionally involving a foot. It leads to endless debates and clarification. No, American football. It's like naming a car a boat just because it has a steering wheel. We need a new name. Hand egg? Gridiron game? Suggestions welcome. But then there's the Super Bowl. The one day a year where the entire country, and increasingly the world, tunes in. Even if they don't understand the rules, they understand spectacle. It's not just a game, it's a national holiday, a cultural event, a marketing extravaganza. From the ridiculously expensive commercials to the halftime show that often overshadows the actual match, it's designed to be an event. Outsiders might not grasp a first down, but they do get Beyoncé flying through the air or a multi-million-dollar ad for a talking baby. It's the ultimate American show, and everyone's invited to watch, even if just for the party. And what's a Super Bowl or any NFL game without tailgating? This is truly perplexing for non-Americans. You mean, you drive to the stadium, park your car, and then, you set up a full-blown barbecue, often with TVs, music, and elaborate decorations, before the game even starts? Yes. It's a pre-game party that's sometimes more memorable than the game itself. It's about community, food, drink, and getting hyped. It's a uniquely American ritual that baffles and fascinates, showcasing a level of dedication to pre-gaming that other cultures usually reserve for actual festivals. It's a glorious, smoky, beer-fueled spectacle. Let's revisit those Super Bowl commercials. For many international viewers, these are the main event. Companies spend millions to grab attention during the breaks, leading to miniature cinematic masterpieces, hilarious skits, or tear-jerking narratives. It's a phenomenon where the ads become a topic of discussion after the game, often more so than the plays themselves. Did you see that ad with the talking dog? Oh, the game? Yeah, it was good too. It's a bizarre inversion of priorities for many, where the interruptions are celebrated as much as the actual content. Only in America, right? And then, the cheerleaders. Now, to be clear, cheerleading is a highly athletic, competitive sport in its own right. But in the context of a pro football game, for an international audience, it can feel a little anachronistic. Most major sports leagues around the world moved past sideline cheer squads decades ago. So, to see highly choreographed routines, pom-poms, and chants at the height of a global sporting event, can feel like a charming, if slightly perplexing, throwback. It adds to the overall spectacle, sure, but it's another one of those uniquely American quirks that gets a few raised eyebrows. The quarterback. The undisputed leader, the field general, the CEO of the offense. For outsiders, it's fascinating how one player can hold so much sway. He calls the plays, reads the defense, throws the ball, and is basically responsible for 90% of the team's offensive success. They're often the highest paid, most recognizable faces in the league. It's a role with immense pressure and glory. Other sports have captains, but few have a single player whose performance dictates the entire rhythm of the game quite like an NFL quarterback. They're the brain and the arm, a true sports icon. It's often called a game of inches, and honestly, that's another perplexing aspect for the uninitiated. Imagine watching a play, a massive collision, a scramble, and then everyone stops, a chain comes out, and they measure to see if a first down was achieved, by an inch. All that effort, all that energy, for a mere fraction of a foot. It creates incredible drama, but also a sense of, are we serious right now, for someone used to more definitive outcomes. Every inch matters, every tackle, every reach. It's high-stakes, micro-level strategy, which, when you get it, is utterly compelling. But first, the confusion. The sheer number of people on an American football sideline can be overwhelming. There are the 22 players on the field, but then there's the massive roster of substitutes, coaching staff for every conceivable position, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams, quarterback coach, strength coach, medical personnel, equipment managers, and so on. It looks like a small army. For a sport like soccer, you have 11 players and a few subs. Here, it feels like half the town is involved. It underscores the specialization and strategic depth, but also adds to the what's going on factor for new viewers. This one absolutely blows the minds of rugby and soccer fans, the forward pass. In most other football codes, you can only pass the ball laterally or backward. The concept of throwing the ball forward down the field, sometimes for 50-plus yards, is a complete game-changer and, for many, a total rule-breaker. It opens up the entire field, creates explosive plays, and adds a whole new dimension of strategy and excitement. But for those conditioned to never pass forward, it's like watching someone cheat. Wait, he just threw it forward? That's illegal. No, my friend, that's American football magic. Another layer of complexity, specialized offensive and defensive units.
In many sports, players play both offense and defense. But in American football, once your offense is done, they trot off the field, and a whole new set of super specialized defensive players trot on.
And vice versa. It's like two entirely different teams taking turns. So, these guys only tackle? And these guys only catch? Yep.
It allows for incredible depth in strategy and physical conditioning, but for a global audience, it can be a mental hurdle. It's not just a team, it's two highly drilled, specialized platoons constantly swapping out. While the helmet contributes to the futuristic armor look, its primary purpose is protection.
And boy, is it needed. The collisions in American football are legendary for their intensity.
Concussions are a serious concern, and while the helmets aren't perfect, they've evolved dramatically to try and safeguard players. For someone who sees rugby players running with just a scrum cap, the sheer scale of the football helmet is jarring. It speaks volumes about the force involved in every tackle and block.
It's a symbol of both the sport's intensity and its ongoing struggle with player safety.
One thing the world does understand, and often admires, is the passion of American football fans. From the elaborate face paint and costumes to the deafening roars in the stadium, NFL fans are in a league of their own. They live and breathe their teams. This dedication transcends language barriers. The sheer joy of a touchdown or the agony of a turnover is universally understood. So, while the rules might be a mystery, the raw emotion, the tribal loyalty, and the sheer fun of being a fan is something everyone can relate to. It's a spectacle of human emotion, writ large. Trying to explain the nuances of American football to someone completely new to it can be an exercise in futility, and sometimes, hilarity. You start with, okay, so you have 4 downs. And their eyes glaze over. You then try to simplify it, it's like chess, but with giants. Still glazed. You resort to analogies, imagine a continuous tug-of-war, but with more running and hitting.
It's a losing battle, but a fun one.
The best way, honestly, is to just watch a game with them.
Let them soak in the atmosphere, the hits, the drama.
Some will get it, some won't, but everyone will have an opinion.
But despite all the confusion and snark, there's an undeniable allure. When you finally grasp the rules, you realize American football is a deep, strategic masterclass. Every play is meticulously planned, every yard fought for. The dramatic swings, the last-minute field goals, the heroic interceptions, it's pure, unadulterated sports drama.
There's a reason millions are glued to their screens every Sunday. The intensity, the physicality, the intricate dance between offense and defense, it all comes together to create something truly compelling.
It might be complex, but it's also undeniably epic. And here's the kicker, despite all the confusion, American football is growing internationally.
The NFL is actively pushing into markets like the UK, Germany, and Mexico, with regular season games held abroad. More and more people are getting exposed to the hand-egg and, surprisingly, many are getting hooked. It turns out that raw athleticism, strategic depth, and high-stakes drama are universal appeals. So while the initial reaction might be bewilderment, slowly but surely, the global audience is starting to understand, and even love, the unique charm of our gridiron spectacle. It's a slow conquest, but it's happening. Seriously, if you're in London, or Frankfurt, or Mexico City, you can now catch an NFL game live. The spectacle travels, and the dedicated international fan base is incredible. These aren't just curious onlookers, these are passionate fans who've adopted teams, learned the rules, and show up in full gear. It's amazing to see stadiums filled with thousands of non-Americans cheering for the Chiefs or the Dolphins. It's proof that while it might seem like an alien sport initially, American football has a way of captivating hearts and minds, transcending borders with its unique blend of power, precision, and pageantry. Ultimately, what everyone agrees on, regardless of their understanding of the rules, is the insane athleticism on display. These players are absolutely elite. They're a unique blend of power, speed, agility, and endurance. From the massive linemen pushing and pulling, to the lightning-fast wide receivers, to the cannon-armed quarterbacks, every position demands a specific, incredibly high level of physical prowess.
It's a full-contact, high-intensity sport that pushes the human body to its limits.
No one can argue that these athletes aren't among the best in the world, playing a game that is truly a test of strength, skill, and sheer grit. So, while American football might initially seem like a convoluted, stop-start, padded-out affair to the rest of the world, there's a reason it's America's most popular sport.
It's exhilarating, strategic, and profoundly dramatic.
It might take a few games, a few explanations, and a few patient friends, but once you get it, once you understand the rhythm and the stakes, it's incredibly addictive. It might be different, it might be weird, but it's ours. And it's slowly but surely charming its way into the hearts of global sports fans, one perplexing down, one incredible touchdown, and one unforgettable Super Bowl at a time.
Go team!